Welcome, my precious Android friends, to another Ask the Mandroid. That's right, it's back. I haven't done this in a while, I know. Some of you actually have asked me, when are you going to do another Ask the Mandroid? Well, we're here now. Time for some sexy time, or at least romantic. I'll try to keep my pants on, promise. Yes, that's right, my friends. I asked you guys to ask questions for me on YouTube, Facebook, G+, Twitter. That's pretty much the only ones I kind of deal with. What the hell is Pinterest? I get the little play on words, yeah. Anyways, let's cue that music, that sexy little music. Alright, we got that going. Hopefully you have a drink in your hand, even though I'm probably uploading this Sunday day. So this is actually Saturday, so got me some Captain Morgan straight up. Neat. That's how I roll. Hardcore. Ooh. I'll put hair on your chest right there. Alright, first we go to Facebook, and this question is from Tavon Williams. I don't know, I'm really bad with names, so I apologize if I butcher the absolute crap out of your name. But he asked, why haven't I jumped ship from HTC? Because they always make promises, and they don't keep their promises with all the Android updates. Yes, everybody's always asking me why I stick with HTC. I think it's just the love I have for just their devices. I don't know what it is. I mean, sometimes you just get latched onto something and you just stick with it. I always said I love HTC's hardware. I've had nothing but HTC phones. I have 3 HTC phones. I have the G1, the G2, and now the 1S. Don't have the 1 yet. And it's really not so much that I wouldn't jump ship, because I mean I would. I would. I'm not like a fanboy where I'm just gonna stick to them no matter what. You know, like that. Sometimes the Samsung fanboys are kind of, you know, a little crazy, and the Apple fanboys especially. But I think I just really like their hardware. They just make very awesome phones. They're well developed. I've never had any problems with either one of the phones. I will root the crap out of all the phones, and they last. They last me a long time, and they keep me satisfied for the most part. I've been having a lot of troubles with the 1S because just certain things that came about recently, which kind of pissed me off. And I would love to get the HTC One. Yes, I would absolutely love frickin' crap. Somebody actually asked that question too, like what phone do I see myself having in the future? I would love an HTC One. Of course, there's going to be phones in the future. I mean, who knows? The Moto X might be so impressive that I will consider going to Motorola, which, you know, I've had a Motorola phone before. Flip phones. What the? Oh. Then we go over to G+, and we have Isaiah Pez. And he has actually 2 questions. I'm going to let him ask both of you. He actually had a third one, but I'm just going to do the 2 questions. He first asked, should a Man of Steel 2, the sequel to the Man of Steel, be released next year? As much as I would love to see another Superman movie next year, and I remember there was rumors that was going to happen, but it would be a little rushed. I know DC really has to catch up to Marvel. I mean, Marvel is just kicking straight up ash right now with the Avengers and having all the individual Avenger movies, you know, the individual characters. So DC really just needs, what they need to do is, next year there needs to be Wonder Woman, Flash, and of course they need to reboot Batman again. They just need to take their time. There needs to be at least a year gap. There needs to be a year apart. A year where there's nothing, where they can develop everything. I know Zack Snyder's they've actually started working on it already. It's already in pre-production, kinda. Zack Snyder was reported saying that he's still doing the press junkets for the Man of Steel, and then he says as soon as it's all done, as soon as it's released everywhere, they're done with the junkets, he's gonna sit down and go, okay, what the F are we gonna do now? Then Isaiah also asked, how will Google Glass work in the casual market? You know, and I'm not a big fan of Google Glass. I'll say it right here now. Well, you guys can wear those, and I'll stick to these. Who wants to play volleyball? Guys, I apologize. I had my fan on because it's hot in here. I have 3 lights on me. It's been hot all day. It got up to like 107, 108, and I just turned my fan on. Forgot it was on. My bad. I should stop drinking. Now we move over to Twitter, and Mr. Pursoon asked, would iOS 7 make you switch to the iPhone? Your question makes me want to drink more. I'll let the laughter stop, because I'm sure everybody who's read that and heard me, you know, say the question is probably laughing, maybe hysterically, because obviously, Pursoon, you haven't really watched any of my videos, it seems, because you should know that I absolutely loathe the iPhone. I think it's boring. Yes, iOS 7 finally got some features that have been in Android for like the last 3 or 4 years. Congratulations, but it's ugly, it's boring, and I've said it time and time again, I would never get an iPhone. Never ever. So yes, the answer is no, and just pay attention to my videos next time. Gregory J tweets me, what is the meaning of life and why have we not achieved that goal? Well, I think the meaning of life is, I'm going to take a little, page out of George Carlin and say the meaning of life is not dying. Seems pretty logical. The meaning of life is to not die. There you go. I like that. I actually like that there. I really like that answer. And I think we're achieving it pretty well for the most part. I'm still living. Some of you guys are still living. Some. I mean, if you want to get all philosophical about it and everything like that, that would just drive you insane. I mean, I could never be like physicists who try to just figure stuff out constantly, because if I really sit there and think about certain things, I'll like go bonkers, I'll go crazy, and I'll do a lot of this more, And finally, we move over to YouTube, where Ryan McKinney asks about what do I think about the Google Edition phones? Are they needed because we have CyanogenMod? And are these basically Nexus phones? Is the Nexus line just totally done for? Is it dead in the water? I like the Google Edition line. I think it's a smart move, just because there's a lot of people out there that we're all about stock Google. I mean, obviously when you're stock Google, stock Android, drink more. I really think it was a smart move on Google and Android, to do this, because, it's always been the case. If you're part of the Android community, you've been there from pretty much the beginning, or you just really love Android. You love stock Android. You love the stock experience. There's just something about it that just makes us like little kids again, or something. Spit on myself. Obviously, yes, CyanogenMod, if you were to get Galaxy S4 or an HTC One, you could root the crap out of it and throw some CyanogenMod on it, which that means you don't need to buy a Google Edition, but for those people that are kind of tired of it, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired of flashing ROMs and As for the whole Nexus line thing being dead in the water, no. Nexus will never be dead in the water, just because the name Nexus is just so attached to Android that there's no way you could break those two apart. They technically say these Google Editions are Nexus phones, but not necessarily, because I mean, every time there's a new Nexus device, guess what? We get a new Android OS. That's one of the awesome things about Nexus. When you know a Nexus is coming, that means a new OS is coming. So I mean, that's why when the Nexus 5 comes out, hopefully there'll be some Android 5.0. And like I said, it hasn't killed the Nexus line. There's always going to be a Nexus phone, and just because that's also been there since the beginning. I mean, there was the G1, and then the Nexus came out, and you can't get rid of that rich history, right? Well, alright guys, that concludes this episode of Ask the Mandroid. I'm going to try to do these like every other week. I think I'm going to try to do it like every other Saturday. Just, sit here, nonchalant, drinking a little bit. I've already had one before this, so I'm already feeling it. Turn the camera off. I want to take my pants off. Yeah, if you have any other questions for me, feel free to leave a comment down below in the balls area. Follow me on Twitter, G+, Facebook. I'll have links down below. Feel free to ask me anything you want. I know some people asked some questions I didn't get to. I apologize, but feel free to ask me anything you want. Sometimes I'll even try to just answer the question, within whatever social media outlet that you ask me on that. Make sure you hit that like, thumbs up button if you like this video. Subscribe to the AndroidSPIN channel if you have not already. Well, I am David, the Mandroid, and this has been Ask the Mandroid. I appreciate you guys clicking in. Hopefully you're got a drink or something, but who knows when I'm uploading this. But who knows when you're watching it. It's YouTube. It's not like it's live. If it was live, I don't know what I'd do. Well, some of you that saw me on Samsung Tomorrow during CES, yeah, I ended up dancing. Why didn't I get that hostess number? I think she was kind of digging me. I'm an idiot. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.